Do you know what day it is, Photon? It's Wednesday.
Yay! She's my favorite!
And today we're going to talk about why. Welcome, fellow researchers. I'm Dr. M, and this is my robot pal, Photon.
Hello!
Today we'll be inspecting an unusual case. A girl who makes no effort to be popular and ends up straight up iconic instead. The impeccably cool Wednesday Addams. She's got a grim demeanor and is fascinated with all things morbid and sadistic.
Oh, Wednesday's at that very special age when a girl has only one thing on her mind. Boys.
Homicide.
But in spite of her dark side, she's a good kid. She's polite to their butler and respectful to her parents.
Thank you, Lurch.
Sure, she tortures her little brother for fun, but he seems to be into it too. And she keeps him in line like a big sister should.
Stop it.
She's creative, she gets good grades. If you look past her creepy hobbies, she's an ideal daughter. But just because she's intelligent and respectful doesn't mean she's a pushover. She knows she's going to be stuck with a nanny, so she does her best to unnerve everyone who applies for the job.
Where is that baby?
Which part?
You can send her to summer camp against her will, but you can't stop her from trying to escape. You can pressure her into participating in ghost stories, but she'll make the story so real you'll wish you'd left her alone. And you can cast her as Pocahontas in a trite musical, but you can't stop her from going way off script. In short, she's neither mindlessly rebellious nor thoughtlessly obedient. She goes with the flow most of the time, but she'll totally stand up to fight what's wrong.
Wednesday's so cool! It's a shame she's so unhappy all the time.
I don't know about that. People tend to think of her as unsmiling, but Wednesday does smile when she's having fun.
Oh yeah!
She just doesn't smile when she doesn't feel like it. She's not the sort of person to fake an emotion just to please others. It's a fun subversion of the trope that girls should act cute and agreeable all the time. But having said that, she's always had a pretty morose-looking character design from her first appearance in the one-panel New Yorker cartoons from the 30s. Which makes sense since her name is Wednesday.
What do you mean?
There's a poem called Monday's Child from the mid-1800s. It's supposed to predict a kid's temperament based on what day of the week they were born.
Oh, I found the poem in my database. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. So that's how we get Woeful Wednesday.
Yup. The Wednesday in the 60s TV series was a little more upbeat, so Christina Ricci's Wednesday was a return to the original character from the comics by Charles Addams. Speaking of the original, there's a 3D animated version of the Addams Family coming out late 2019.
These character designs look very close to the original Charles Addams comics. That's probably a good sign, right?
I think so. Fingers crossed there's a good script, because I think this could actually be pretty great. I just hope they portray Wednesday the way we've all grown to love her. Understated, but intense. Wednesday is quiet, but it's not because she's shy. She's just smart enough to listen and think before she speaks. When she does speak up, she packs a lot of punch in just a few syllables.
I bet sometimes you wish it was still just the two of you.
Or less.
Children, why do you hate the baby?
We don't hate him. We just want to play with him. Especially his head.
Her dad, Gomez, has the gift of gab and tends to let his emotions get the best of him. But Wednesday is cool-headed and rational like her mother.
In the first movie, a couple con artists try to impersonate Uncle Fester to steal a family fortune. Wednesday and Morticia are the only ones who are properly suspicious.
I love how much she takes after her mother. In the sequel, a serial killer is trying to get at their fortune, and this time only Wednesday catches on to the scheme.
Why did you come here?
Why, to take care of you. All of you.
Especially my uncle.
I like how confident and in charge she is.
Totally. She doesn't care about fitting in or trying to find a boyfriend. She knows who she is, what she likes, and she goes for it with confidence.
I also like how she always has the perfect comeback when other people are mean to her.
Yeah, she's not the one who starts it, but she's sure the one who ends it. She always turns people's own words against them.
I'll be the victim. All your life.
Oh!
Is this made from real lemons? I'll buy a cup if you buy a box of my delicious Girl Scout cookies. Are they made from real Girl Scouts?
Oh, she told you!
Is that your bathing suit? Is that your overbite?
Oh, sick burn! The original Charles Addams comics were subversive in how they made this macabre family look surprisingly loving and normal. Morticia and Gomez are so passionate and supportive of each other, I've made the case that they're the best married couple in movie history. But as well as normalizing the strange, the Addams Family holds up a mirror to the ugliness in American suburbia, pointing out that just because certain behaviors are socially acceptable doesn't make you any less of a jerk for doing them. In any other movie, the cute, popular blonde girl would be the star of the show. Or if she was meant to be a villain, she'd be written as an overtly nasty bully just so we'd hate her. But in Addams Family Values, Amanda Buckman is just a typical girl doing typical girl things, and she's still a creep. She fits the American standards for beauty and goodness, but ultimately just proves how flawed the standard is.
As one philosopher put it, it's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society.
But Amanda and her peers only want to drink the conformity Kool-Aid. The camp counselors represent the oppressive authority who maintain the status quo. Both perky and smiling, they superficially seem like nice people. Just like Grandpa Joe. Oh, that dastardly Grandpa Joe. But the counselors refuse to accept any viewpoint that's different from their own. I get that they've got a job to do and they have to make kids participate in activities, but they also want to literally punish Wednesday and Pugsley for being different.
No! No! We are not here to punish. We are here to inspire.
In spite of their claims, they do send the Addams Family away to the Harmony Hut, basically the camp's equivalent of jail.
All they need are good friends, good fun, and a little time in the Harmony Hut.
They're joined by a kindred spirit, Joel Glicker, who was also sent there for being different.
What are you in for?
I wouldn't go horseback riding. And I wouldn't make a birdhouse.
Why not?
I just wanted to read.
Not on my time, Four Eyes.
Timeout is one thing, but the mob mentality just gets worse.
Wednesday and Pugsley and young Mr. Glicker here, well, they have just never quite latched on to the Chippewa spirit. Isn't that sad?
Yes!
Don't we just hate that?
Yes!
Don't we wish they would just die?
Yes!
Oh, no, we don't. But you know what we're going to do with them? We are going to make an example.
They trap the kids in the Harmony Hut and force-feed them mainstream kids' movies until they've conformed to popular opinion.
Is this a commentary on the brainwashing influence of children's media?
Oh, definitely. And it's worth taking a closer look at the deeper themes of the movies we watch. That's what Upon Further Inspection's all about. Wednesday pretends to be converted because it's the only way they'll let her go. She even agrees to play a part in a Thanksgiving musical that one of the camp counselors wrote.
Wait, but why are they doing a Thanksgiving play in the middle of summer?
Don't think too much about it, Photon. I think the writers are using Thanksgiving as a metaphor for one culture forcing another to conform. European settlers didn't want to just live in harmony with Native Americans, they also imposed their language, clothing, and culture on them. It's another convert or die scenario.
But then why is Wednesday playing Pocahontas? The first Thanksgiving happened in 1621. Pocahontas died 4 years earlier.
Clearly the play is poorly researched, and I think that's part of the point. The camp counselor is presenting a vision of how he wants history remembered, not the way it actually went down. In his mind, forcing his culture on others is a blessing and a benefit to the recipient. Imperialist propaganda at its finest. But Wednesday gets the final word when she goes off script and rejects the Pilgrim's offer, pointing out a litany of grievances instead. The audience is disturbed, and the counselors are outraged, but their own adherence to keeping up appearances keeps them from actually stopping the play. The outcast kids go nuts, wreaking havoc and personal revenge. It's supposed to be a hilarious climax, but this scene always made me a little uncomfortable. Threatening to burn a little girl alive? Actually burning adults on a spit? They've proved their point, and I'd say this is going too far.
But the Addamses hurt each other all the time. It's how they show love for each other.
But within their own family, it's always consensual. This feels more like stooping to their enemy's level. I liked it better when Wednesday took the high road, taking people down with her wits and enduring hardship like a stoic.
But then, haven't the counselors won?
I don't know. I still feel conflicted about it. Wednesday did try non-violent resistance first. And when legitimate complaints fall on deaf ears, it might be time to escalate. I guess I just didn't think the punishment fits the crime in this case.
But the incident does bring Wednesday and Joel closer together.
Yeah, I really liked these two as a couple.
I'll never forget you.
You won't?
You're too weird.
Wednesday's interested in intimacy and romance. She just doesn't need it.
My Uncle Fester is about to get married, but I have to go to the wedding. I have a pass. Do Do you want to come?
You mean like on a date?
No.
And she certainly doesn't want to feel trapped by it.
Now you have to get married.
It's not binding.
She's got the good example of her parents' healthy marriage to show her how good true love can be. But she'd refuse even an ideal offer if it means her partner isn't her equal.
Wednesday, do you think like maybe someday you might want to get married and have kids?
No.
But what if you met just the right man who worshipped and adored you, who'd do anything for you, who'd be your devoted slave? Then what would you do?
I'd pity him.
This is what makes Wednesday truly inspiring. Anyone can rebel against a force of evil, but it takes true courage to stand by what you believe, even when it means disagreeing with a friend. She's confident in herself and committed to her values, and that's what makes Wednesday so awesome.
If this movie left you wanting to see more romance with Wednesday, try checking out the Addams Family musical.
Totally. Photon and I saw a stage performance and highly recommend it. It's a great way to get your Addams Family fix if you've already watched the movies to death.
To death?
Save it for Halloween, Photon.
I'm going as a killer robot. They look just like good robots.
Thanks for sharing the Wednesday love by liking and sharing this video. We'll see you next time.